Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and today we will be doing a guided meditation, or tonight, or this morning, or wherever it is, whatever time it is in the world that you're at. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone's life going today? I hope it's filled with love, peace, abundance. I hope you're getting everything you want out of this world, basically. Um, yeah, so what's going on with everyone? I'm a patient man. If there's one thing about me, it's that I'm patient. I can wait. Hey, JT Farms is here, our channel shaman. She directs out all the bad energy, brings in all the good energy. She is a loyal fan of the channel. She's been here since the beginning. And I believe she's also my only VIP. So treat her well. Treat her very well. How are you doing, JT? What's going on with the fish today? Has your dog ended up in another dog's mouth? Yeah, JT Farms has this little tiny dog, and I know one day it ended up in the mouth, in the jaws of like a big German Shepherd, and she had to dig her hands into the mouth, into the jaw of the German Shepherd to pull her dog out, to rescue her dog, and she was able to do so. You need more VIPs. It's lonely up here. Yeah, lonely at the top, right? You're at the top. You're at the top of the VIPs. So it's just gonna have to be that way. But let's talk more about you. If there's one thing I'm gonna do, it's gonna be put you on the spot. I gotta put JT Farms on the spot every now and then. Not much going on. Not much going on. But people say that, right? People say that. They say there's not much going on, but then it's really like there's stuff going on. I am. I can't even answer that question right now. I can't even answer that question. How am I doing? That's what you asked. That's what you just asked me, right? Because when you ask me how I'm doing, there are so many factors that go into it. There's so many factors on an external world level, on an internal world level, on a biochemical level. I mean, it's like just to know how I'm doing, and what does that mean? Like relative to average, right? So basically, I would have to develop like some kind of baseline average of like how I'm doing, and then I'd have to see how I'm feeling relative to that baseline, right? Because we get used to these baselines, and once we're at a baseline, then it's like whatever mood is better than that baseline, we would indicate in which we'd say we feel better, and whatever mood is worse, we'd say we feel worse, right? So it's that's just kind of how it goes. Like that's kind of how it goes. Um, Okay, don't answer. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you how it is. That's just absolutely how it is. How it is today. Um, yeah, I don't know. What have I been doing all day? Uh, let's see. I worked out this morning. I mean, that's kind of like my normal routine. I get up, I work out, I do whatever I have to do to survive, and then I was gonna. Oh yeah. So one annoying thing that happened today, I got a knock at my door, in the middle of my workout. Apparently, and then some maintenance guy was there, and apparently, my air conditioner is leaking down through the ceiling into my neighbor's place. So I had to deal with that today. So that was like the big thing. I get to deal with that today, right? And then so I did that, and I played a lot of chess today. I played a bunch. I want to get studied up and booked up such that when I play in the next tournament, I can do some damage, right? I want to be a force in the next tournament. All right, I want to be someone who people are like, wow, that dude came out here and went 7-0 in the Chicago Open. I want to be that force. I've never been able to do that. The best performance I ever had in the Chicago Open was 6-1. I was 6 wins, 1 loss. But I've never actually gone 7-0, and that's like really rare too. It's super rare to go 7-0. You had an absolutely loving night last night. Well, that's good. That's good to hear, and I'm glad you had that because you're worthy of love and light. You're deserving of it. So that's great that you had a good night last night. Your niece leaves for college tomorrow, and she decided to come share love with her old ass auntie. Was it, yeah, I think that was that video you showed, right? You posted that video, right? Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. She loves you, right? She loves you, right? She loves spending time with you, and she's someone that you care deeply about. So it's like whenever someone who cares about you deeply, decides to spend some time with you, it's always a good thing, or that's cool that you have that kind of relationship with her, because a lot of people don't have that kind of relationship with their nieces. Um, yeah, you're glad they're still chilling with you. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, right. I mean, they could go off and live their own lives and do whatever they want in the world, but like they remember you, they care about you, they do love you, so that's important. That's really important in this world, to be surrounded by people who love you, right? Um, yeah, it's kind of interesting, sometimes we're not, sometimes we are. So that's just how it goes. It's the nature of the game, right? There are times in our lives where we're lucky enough to feel the presence of those around us and to actually feel that oneness. And then there's times in our lives where we're not, So that's just kind of how it goes. You're super close to your family members. You're a very lucky soul. You do have a very good family crew. Um, I've always thought that the support system that you have in your life is truly a blessing. So that's pretty cool. What did the fish do today? Were there a lot? Was there a lot of popping? Were they being noisy? Were they noisy fish? Because these are also questions that we have to discover, right? We have to answer. Were they noisy fish, or were they quiet fish, right? Were they well behaved quiet fish? Fish are quiet tonight. Now you speak fish. You speak their language. So have you been able to decipher any things that they've been saying, or is it just like a total silence? We need material to talk about. Yeah, yeah, like what? Like a new fish being introduced into the tank, something like that, something along those lines. That's always the choice. Fish are just fish. Fish are just fish. I don't know. Maybe I've seen some fish that seem more than fish to me, but it could just be my own internal perception of the fish. You are so much more than any of your fish. LOL. Yeah, and that's the case. Well, I don't know. Maybe we should just hop into meditation. Um, what do you all feel like doing? This whole stream is dedicated to you. It's dedicated to everyone out there, and it's your choice. If we want to talk a little bit more, we can do that. If anyone, oh yeah, and also, um, I'm all about radical, open, and honest communication. So if you have anything you'd like to say, bring it up, and we will discuss it. It doesn't matter, how sensitive, whatever. But yeah, just bring up whatever you have to say, and we'll talk about it. And it'll be good. It'll be good. All right. Well, I guess we got a quiet chat tonight. Be patient. They will come. Yeah. I mean, I can do that. I can do that. I just want to give you the question of of whether you want to hear more chat or whether you want to hear more meditation, because that's always like a big decision. On my end as a streamer, I literally I do the chat, and then I do the meditation, and then we do a little bit of chat at the end. But at the beginning, we like it's always a toss up. It's always a toss up how long I'm gonna chat for, right? Hey, frequently misunderstood is here. My brother from another mother, Chitty Chat. Yeah, right. Chitty Chat, like Oh, frequent. I was actually talking about that conversation we had on your balcony about like 5, 7 years ago, uh, when we were talking about how people don't talk about the things they're most vulnerable about, right? And I was like, yeah, people talk about everything except what's closest to their heart, right? They don't talk about that. They don't talk about what's closest to their heart. So like, it's good that you're here, Sugar Higgins, frequently misunderstood, aka Sugar Higgins. Uh, he does actually it's Sugar Higgins, and he doesn't fuck around. Sugar Higgins does not fuck around. Let me tell you that. This guy, this guy, puts out the money, buys the best beef from Japan, and gets that shit imported here. Cooks that shit out. This is it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. He also is my channel emote creator. So he created these beautiful emotes. Bam and bam. You've seen these all over the place because they're so perfect. Everyone loves your emotes, man. Everyone loves your emotes, dude. That's just the way it is. Hey, Imbalanced Physique is here. What is up, John? By the way, here's a question for you. You never told me how you pronounce your name, John. Is it John or Jon? That's also like something, because like there's a lot of times in chat. Oh, it's John. Okay. There's a lot of times in chat where I'm always like, I want to like say something to John, and then it's like, well, I don't even know how to spell the guy's fucking name. you know, that's just how it goes sometimes in life. It's like, dude, it's like, or if you forget someone's name, right? Like imagine like this happens to me. This happens to me sometimes. I'll be out like in a group of people, or I'll be out somewhere where I see people like once a month or something, and it's like I'll be sitting there looking at the person. It's like, dude, I talked with this person like 10 fucking times, and now like I'm really questioning whether their name is like Kirsten or Courtney. It's like and then I'll start second guessing myself, and then it's over. It's fucking over. The minute you start second guessing yourself about a name, like at least for me, it's a done deal. I can never come back. I can never come back because I'm always like, well, if I say the wrong name, I mean or I could say the right name, right? But if I say the wrong name, then it's gonna be that. What if they don't correct me then? What if they don't correct me? Then I'm always saying the wrong name, and it's just this crazy thing. Uh, Frequently misunderstood. Yeah, look at that beautiful emote you're spamming, man. I wonder where that came from. Let me give Did my shoutouts not go out for imbalanced? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. You know what, John? My auto shoutouts have not been working properly lately. Let me give you a manual one. A manual shout out, man, for the man. Imbalanced Physique is a streamer here in the fitness and health community on Twitch. He also talks, does talk shows, podcasts, things like that. He gets people talking about things. He's a cool dude. I definitely recommend that you go and you check out his streams. He does weightlifting. He does all sorts of stuff. And the most important thing about him, the reason I like the dude so much, is because he's an authentic, genuine human being. He's not putting on some farce. He's not putting on some fakeness when he's out there. When he's streaming, it's the real deal. JT Farms, you say, again, sometimes holding the crystal you have for your card can help center you. Holding the crystal you have for your card can help center you. Are you talking about, JT Farms, are you talking about during his tarot readings? Is that what you're referring to? During the tarot card thing? Because, like, I don't know anything about tarot. Yeah, that's interesting. Holding the crystal you have can help center you. Yeah, it's so amazing, like with the whole holistic scene and crystals and all that. Like there's not. It's like I really want to believe in the whole concept that there's healing crystals and whatnot, and there's crystals that make you feel different ways. But at the same time, it's like we just need some scientific evidence that would really be beneficial if we could have that evidence to back it up. Like we have evidence for meditation, right? They took a bunch of electrodes and hooked them up to some Tibetan monks' heads and just found that they have more delta waves in their brain than regular people, and delta waves are the calming, more peaceful waves. So it'd be cool if we had some like science to back it up. I don't think there's been any science published in legitimate journals that has actually supported the use of crystals to actually promote well-being. But maybe I'm wrong. I could be totally wrong about that. For you, the energy in the crystals are strong. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and people. You know what? I know a lot of people that will totally agree with you. I know a lot of people that will say, "Hey, you know what? I can feel it, right? I can feel the energy in the crystals, right?" And So that's why it's still around, right? If like only like three people were like, hey, I feel this, I feel the energy in the crystals, then it wouldn't be around, right? It wouldn't still be there. But like, there's a lot of people that I know that really swear they can feel that kind of energy and flow through the crystals. Um, Sometimes we just need to feel and not need explanation. Only my thoughts. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. When we do feel it in our heart, when we do feel that rhythm and that vibration, then yeah, it's like, is an explanation very necessary, right? And so I think you bring up a good point there. Um, but at the same time, like it's with as a philosopher, I'm always trying to understand the why of it. Like why something's happening, or the actual causes and effects, and things like of that nature, because that's what we do. We try philosophers pursue truth. That's like the part of our calling. That's part of our being, and we want to know why. We don't want to know just like the situation that's occurring. We want to know the why of the situation that's occurring, or the how as well. I mean, we want to know that shit. Frequently misunderstood. You say they can be very calming to hold and beautiful to look at. I think you're saying calming. Yeah, yeah, calming, right? Yeah, and they can be right. I believe you had an old friend who was huge into the crystal scene, right? And she I think she's living in what, Arizona now, Sedona, something like that. But anyways, like she definitely believed in the power of crystals, and I think you do too, to a certain extent. And you can find them calming, and once you have one in your hand, you just feel more at peace, and you feel more love, and you feel whatever. You can kind of like open up energy centers. Maybe I don't just because we don't have scientific evidence to disprove something doesn't mean that thing is not right, right? Is not correct. It could be totally truthful. It could be totally like a legitimate thing, but we just don't have the scientific data to do it, to understand it yet, right? We don't have the instrumentation necessary to be able to falsify it or accept it into the general mindset. Let's see. All right, JT, you say you meditate every day with your crystals now. Awesome, yeah. And I know plenty of people that do. There's plenty of people that when they meditate or when they get into those Zen states, they always have crystals put all around their bodies, and they lay there and they can feel different vibrations from different crystals. And like, who am I to say that's not actually a thing, that's not going to help. I mean, there have been plenty of things that have been proposed, and then science has had no support for those things, and then like years later it's turned out that like science actually does support it, right? Science actually does support like that meditation and yoga and qigong are good for the body and good for the mind, right? Like there's a lot of things like that. And if crystals are helping, even if the reason is something totally different than we think, if something this is a really important concept. If something has utility, most of the time it sticks, right? Most of the time people want to continue checking it out. But if something doesn't have utility, and when I say utility, I'm not sure if you all know what I'm talking about. Does everyone know what it means to like have utility in something? Like when I say utility, I'm talking about like usefulness. That's like the main thing. All right. So if something is useful, like, then it's totally, going to be adopted by mainstream public, for the most part. If it's helping, if it's not pernicious if it's not harmful, if it's not pernicious to our overall well-being, right? Um, Frequently misunderstood. You say, yeah, they sent you to a special crystal that made you feel orgasmic. That's funny. It's funny. You didn't know of it was intentional or not, but you'll take it anyway. Yeah, right. And that's just how it is. We're going to react differently to different stimuli. We're always going to have different external stimuli present itself in our external world, and we're going to react differently to it. You never know how we're going to react. You never know how we're going to feel when something like there's plenty, and it's the same thing with anything though, right? Like there's medications, you know, that work perfectly for some people. Like they cure their ailment or whatever, and then they do this. They do like almost nothing to someone who has a very similar issue or maybe the identical issue. Hey, Mag Stronicles here. Maggie, how are you? How is life? I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing better today. How's your health been after that incident? I know you said you were having some issues, and you felt really lightheaded and passed out, and it might have been a seizure or whatnot. I hope everything's going better. You know, that's like I still think that's got to be super super scary to actually to go through what you did and like, but you're here, and you're feeling super good. Lots of laundry to fold. Okay, so it sounds like your things are pretty much back to normal. Yeah, dude, the laundry situation is always crazy. It seems like there's always lots of laundry to do. That's just one of those never-ending things, you know. It's like you gotta in life you gotta like feed the cat, you gotta like do the laundry, right? And you gotta do the dishes, right? There's certain things that you just always have to do, and it's crazy because those things pile up. They build up over time, unless you stay on top of it, So I'm always one about like like staying on top of all the things that like gotta get done, like you're never gonna see me like let the dishes in my sink like pile up like crazy, you're never gonna see me like not have any clothes to wear, because I didn't do laundry for like a month and a half. I basically just like do all the basics all the time, and then like then the other things, like the things that are not as important, those things get done sometimes, because it's like I'll get around to them eventually when I have time. Uh, Maggie, did you have a chance to talk with your husband this weekend? Like by this weekend I mean like today, or are you going to talk to him tomorrow? I hope you are able to. I forget if it was husband or boyfriend. Yes, um, you call those things your happy habits. Oh, cool, cool, and you're feeling super good. That is just so good to hear. That is so good to hear that you're feeling good. You're feeling the energy. You're feeling the love. Because I feel better when it's all done. Yeah, right. There's that certain notion. It's like you could be sitting around, doing nothing, or doing something that's not like the most significant in the world. Sorry about my voice. All of a sudden, my voice is just like raspy. You might be getting a raspy meditation today, everyone. I hope you're prepared for this. Um, but yeah, it's like, yeah, you have all these things to do, right? And then you get them done, and you do feel better, right? There's like that certain level of feeling good from productivity. And my view on it, and not just me, but a lot of other people, is that there's a perfectly good diachronic explanation for that. And that diachronic explanation is an evolutionary explanation, right? When you look through the world with through an evolutionary lens, you can say, okay, wait a minute. You have two human beings. You have human being X and human being Y, and human being X uh, feels a little bit better. Feels pretty good when they actually get stuff accomplished, right? Because that's the way their genes are constituted. So it's like when they're out produced, getting something accomplished or getting something done, then they're going to feel better, and human being B is not going to feel better when they get anything done, when they're productive, right? Who has a greater chance of survival, right? Who has a greater chance of living to reproductive age and then passing on those genes to their offspring, right? X or Y, right? It's going to be X, obviously, right? Because if that's your situation, if you're going to feel better when you're doing something, then you're going to have a better chance of survival. Holy shit. Okay, Matt, hold on. First of all, Maggie, you say, yes, we are going to call later tonight, and he's your boyfriend, not your husband. Okay, yeah, okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you're going to be able to talk to him. That's so awesome. Terra Time is here. The Emote Queen has joined us. All right. So basically, we will not be seeing the screen for the next 2 hours or so. She is able to spam emotes like no one else's business. She is an incredible streamer here in the Twitch fitness and health community. She is a wonderful human being. She's a personal trainer. She makes working out fun, which is like a totally awesome gift. Or totally, and like, yeah. So, and she's my mod and my emote queen. She's just She's got so much love to give. Look at all this love to give. Hey, what were you doing earlier? Terror time. What were you doing on your stream earlier? I saw you drinking a little bit. I saw you drinking a little bit. And you know what? I can say the same thing to you now. You're late. You're late for my stream. Where were you, huh? Where were you, Miss Terror Time? Terror Time was giving me shit earlier because I came in her stream and she said I was running late while she was just drinking and enjoying Friday. You know, she said I was running late. Oh, I don't know. Hold on, Terror Time. Hold on a second. We'll see. You better be prepared, because things are gonna happen. Things are gonna happen. The fire's coming out. The fire of Agni's coming out. So yeah. Anyways, go check out Terror Time stream and drop her a follow. Totally wonderful, nice, kind, loving, compassionate human being, and you'll get your workout in, and you'll do it with a smile. And so that's at the end of the day, that's what you want to do, right? That's what you want to do. Even frequently misunderstood is getting in on this emote game, man. You're starting to get it, dude. You're starting to get it. Like, when I first came to Twitch, I didn't really get the emote game, man. But if you can get some good emotes going on the screen, because here's the thing, they didn't have the emote wall. They did not have it. So the ability to have the emotes all fly up on their screen is something relatively new, right? They came out with that, like, I don't know, 4 months ago, 5 months ago. Before, it would just, if you would use an emote, it would just come up in chat, right? And then it's like, it was cool and people did it all the time, but it wasn't like that, right? It wasn't like that. But now now you can get this plugin that just enables you to have the emote wall and have everything flying around on the stream, right? Or in the stream. So it's like a cool feature, right? People love it, right? People love the emote wall. It just brings a lot of love in life. She's Terror Time. Don't challenge you. Whoa. And then JT Farms is doing her shit. She's saying, are you challenging the emote queen? Frequently misunderstood as challenging the emote queen. This is a problem. Terror Time is the established emote queen. Frequently misunderstood. I don't think you can compete with her, man. This is what she does. This is what she does basically for a living. You have the sword. Oh, Terror Time. She is talking smack now, right? We got some serious stuff going down right now in the chat. And Maggie's getting into it even too. Look at that. All right. This is great. Yeah, JT Farms, you're right. There is no competing with Terror Time in the emote game, right? Everyone's getting in on it, People, it's like a fun game to get into it, because and then if you can find like the cool, the real fun, interesting, emotes, right? Some are more bland than others, right? Some have more spunk to them. Some have more kick to them, But yeah, Terror Time, by now you should be. Have you been drinking this whole time? Because I mean, this was like what, like 6 hours ago you'd already started drinking. I mean, I don't know what your schedule is, but it is Friday, right? So like that's pretty socially acceptable. I mean, that's just how it goes. Ooh, look at that emote. Frequently misunderstood. All right, Terror Time, you're saying you're not drunk, but then you're using the LOL. You're using the LUL emote. So like, I don't know. Are you playing? Oh, your soul is drunk. Your soul is drunk. That's intense. Like, what does that even mean? That is very intense. Like, for a soul to be drunk, I mean, wow. I like it though. I like the sound of it. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a positive thing that's gonna help you in the long run. Freaking misunderstood is sexy and drunk. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying right now. I think you are. Wow, is everyone in my chat just drunk? Is that what's going on? Is that like really the thing? JT, are you drunk too? Like, what's going on here? Am I just around a bunch of drunk people? I'm just joking. But that would be kind of weird, right? To have like a whole chat that was just like a drunk, like 100 people. in the chat. I think it would the whole conversation would just degrade very quickly into the most base level form of lowbrow humor possible. But that could be good. You never know. If that's what the audience wants, and that's what the audience gets, right? That's how it goes. Terror time, you say you're a funny lady and you're a happy lady. Well, that's good, and that's the main thing. You want to try to enjoy life, and if you can succeed in that, you're doing something right, right? You're doing something super right. If you can succeed in being happy in life, I mean, that's a major gift. That's a major thing to be able to do. So like definitely try your best, right? Because what else are we going to do here? We're going to try to be miserable, or are we going to try to not feel good? Like I mean, we only have so many options of like what we can do as human beings, right? And so like let's try to enjoy our lives. And the funny thing is that's precisely what people try to do in this world. People try to be happy, right? Everyone has different thoughts though on what it means to be happy and like how they can achieve that happidness, right? Because if like, let's say there was a book, let's say there was like an instruction manual, and it said if you do the following 5 things, you will be very happy. You'll live a perfectly happy life, and your life will be just wonderful and great, right? Assuming these things were like reasonable things, like not too hard, who wouldn't do these things, right? Everyone would be like, fuck yeah, I'll do these things. I'll do these things that are going to make me happy, that are going to make me feel good and peaceful, right? Because it wouldn't be a big thing. It wouldn't be a big deal, right? And you know precisely what you'd have to do to feel that love and to feel that joy and to feel that happiness, right? Um, but the problem is, no one knows. No one's ever been able to figure out precisely what things to do in order to be perfectly happy, right? So everyone has all these different ideas in their head of like what it means of how they can obtain happiness. And the crazy thing about it is a lot of it's influenced by just basic human psychology. Like for instance, let's say you just you happen to do X, and then because you did X, Y resulted and Y caused you happiness, right? Then that's going to leave a psychological imprint in your mind such that you're going to probably try to do X again, right? So you can get that reward. It's been the rewards you're going to get from performing the given action that are listed. So those things, those effects, right? So basically, like a lot of times it's just arbitrary though. A lot of times it's like, oh, I didn't step on the third base line. Like people think about people who are superstitious, right? Like baseball players, right? In baseball's a very superstitious game, right? If a pitcher's walking off the mound and he steps on a third base line, then on the chalk, right? It's like supposed to be bad luck. It's supposed to be bad fucking luck, right? And that's kind of crazy, right? That's kind of crazy because obviously it's not bad luck. I mean, maybe, but like let's say the pitcher's walking off the mound, he steps on the chalk, and then like he comes out the next inning and throws terribly, right? Throws horribly, right? In his mind, he's going to start thinking again, and maybe like let's say it happens again. Now all of a sudden he's formed this conclusion that whenever he pitches, that if he steps in that line, it's going to be bad luck. It's basically a psychological ploy almost, and it keeps you like stuck in like the superstitious realm. All right, where are we at here? Oh, Mags is trying to. Okay. First of all, Terror Time, you're saying no banana. I don't even have bananas with me today because I didn't do Bikram yoga because they decided to cancel the noon yoga class today. So good for them. Good for them. I really I was really happy about that. When you're looking forward to something, when you're looking forward to doing something, and like you're planning your day around it, and then at the last minute they just cancel it, like that's a pretty ridiculous thing. But yeah, so that's kind of what happened with my earlier day. But at the same time, I had to deal with the goddamn air conditioning leaking through my neighbor's roof. So like I had a lot going on there. So that was a lot of fun to deal with. Okay, Maggie, you're saying a drunk stream. That would be intense. And you know what? There are a lot of streamers that do that. And Terror Time she was just having a beer, but there are streamers that will go out there and they'll just put one back after another, right? You'll see that all the time. You'll see that in hot tub streams. You'll see that in all sorts of streams, right? Streamers that are just basically like just putting them back, and that's their stream. They're going to be like, joking around, laughing, and being drunk, right? Yeah, I mean that's something to do, but I don't like the feeling. I don't even like the feeling of being drunk anymore. It just doesn't make. I feel very disconnected from my internal center, from like my peace of mind, from like my just like my innermost core, right? Because when you're drunk, it's like all ego and just kind of like not. It can be nonsense, and sure, it can be fun at times. But then you always have to pay the price. And what's the price? Well, like a hangover, or like not feeling as energetic the next day, or things like that, things of that nature. Terror time. You don't need a beer to smile. Well, awesome, and that's that, and it's true. That's absolutely true. Like 9 times out of 10, you're not drinking a beer on stream, or even less. So like yeah, you don't need a beer to smile. I see you smiling all the time when you're not drinking. How to be happy. Fold the mountain of laundry. Maggie, yeah. But that's kind of how it is, right? That's kind of how it is. If you're productive, and if you just get those things done, but here's the thing, there's always like an initial level of resistance, right? Whenever you're going to do those things, right? Initially it's always like, oh, I could go do X, but like I don't really want to, and then you have to like kind of like work yourself up to that to develop enough activation energy to do it. But then a lot of times, once you start doing something, then it's like you start feeling good and confident and strong, and you're like, oh, I just got like the huge fucking mound of laundry, folded. Now it's time to like do the dishes. And then you're doing the dishes, and it's like, okay, awesome. I got all those dishes done and put away, and everything looks beautiful. You know what? This counter needs to be cleaned. Like I got to clean this counter, right? I haven't cleaned this counter in the corners in a while. So then you like remove everything, you clean out the corners of the counter, and then it's like you're feeling good, and you start developing momentum, and you start going from one thing to the next, right? One thing to the next, and next thing you know, you're like doing like crazy shit. You're like moving the heavy ass fucking couches, and you're like getting underneath there, and then you're like getting everything super clean, and you're doing all the dusting, and you're just getting, next thing you know, your house is like or home is immaculate, right? And that's kind of how it goes in life. You just gotta kind of get up and moving and do things, and then all of a sudden you feel better, right? You feel better with your existence. So that's kind of a cool. It's funny. Maggie, you actually you were joking around how to be happy, and then fold the mountain of laundry, but there's truth to that, right? There's wisdom in that, and that's just the case. Oh, you don't like drinking either? Yeah, it's. I mean, when I was younger, I used to love it. When I was younger, like when I was like, in college, I fucking, dude, I loved drinking. I mean, and I didn't even drink nearly as much as my friends, but I just, like going to like keggers on the weekend, or like whatever, going out having drinks. It was like that was so much fun back then. I had such a good time, uh, you know, and I had so many laughs, so many good experiences, right? But nowadays, it's like no, it's not as it doesn't. If you do a cost benefit analysis, and this is how I look at it, right? If you do a cost benefit analysis of like getting like hammered, right? It's like, oh, I could drink a 30 pack of Ice House, right? And then like feel like garbage for the next like 2 days, and like not even get a tremendous amount of enjoyment, in the process, right? Or I could like not, right? It seems more sensible to not drink the 30 pack of Ice House. That was actually something I used to do, because the Ice House used to be $9.99 for a 30 pack. Like, how crazy is that? That's like a cheap price for a 30 pack, and I think it was like 5.5% alcohol. I don't know if it still is or not. All right, where are we at here? You don't understand. Uh, don't y'all just get full, just like at a point where you can't drink anymore, you're not thirsty? Yeah, yeah, right. I mean, that's kind of is the thing, right? You're not thirsty, you can't drink anymore. But some people, if it all matters on whether you're used to it or not, right? Like at some point, you're used to it, and you're like, oh, my body's like, getting drunk again, and I feel that, and I'm used to that, and then sometimes it's like you're not used to it, right? And feeling, yeah, terror time, you're right. Feeling drunk can be horrible, at times too, right? It's like you're just like lethargic. You're just, You know, you don't always feel great. You don't feel happy, and your body. If you're in tune with your body, and we're in the fitness and health community here on Twitch, but if you're in tune with your body, like a lot of the streamers are, and a lot of the people that hang out in this community are, then yeah, absolutely, feeling you can feel it. You can feel it's fucking poison, right? You know, if you're drinking beer, that's just like pure carbs, you know, and that's just like going to be built up into sugar. There's so much like sugar that you get you know from beer and shit like that, and it's just it doesn't feel good, you know. I mean, you know, like I said, maybe while you're doing it, you know, like while you're having a few beers, it feels there's like a temporary good feeling, but over the course of the long haul, it's just you just don't feel great. All right, I think it's about time we do a meditation because that's why we're here. That's my role, right? To be a meditation guide and to teach people meditation. And so I'm going to be doing that. You were just celebrating with kittens some gift subs. Oh, really? Nice. You got some gift subs today. Congratulations. Yeah. It's always a good feeling, you know, with as a streamer, like when you get a gift sub. It's always like it's weird how it just like, you know, is like it's a small thing, but it's like a big thing, you know. I don't know. It just basically kind of shows like people are appreciating you along with, or a follow for that matter, right? When I get a follow, I'm always like, hell yeah, you know, like someone likes what I have to say. They enjoyed the meditation, you know. It's always a cool thing, right? Okay, this is the point where we slow down the stream and we delve deep into a meditative state and let stillness be our guide. Thank you so much, Terra Time and Magistron and Maggie. We love what you have to say. Thank you so much. That's very, very much appreciated. Um, I try to speak from my heart and I try to speak authentically, and that's my main thing. That's what I live by. Okay, well, you're going to want to get in a nice, comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross legged on the floor. Or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a seated position that is comfortable for you. And then close your eyes and take a few deep breaths on your own. And I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that goes off every 2 seconds. And you can use that to help regulate your breath count. Take a few more deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture and sink in to your breath. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. The breath calms the body, and the body calms the mind. Keep your attention on your breath. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Be mindful of your breath count. The breath calms the body, and the body calms the mind. Keep your awareness on your breath count. Visualize yourself sitting on a mountaintop, watching the clouds move below you. Two clouds merge into one, and one cloud separates into two. Those clouds are like your thoughts. Your thoughts come into conscious awareness, exist for a while within consciousness, and then exit from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Focus on your breath. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds moving through the sky and disappearing over the horizon. Those clouds are your thoughts. And in meditation, we go beneath the level of thought to connect with our oneness in our heart chakras. Your essence is love. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds, moving through the sky and disappearing over the horizon. And return your focus to your breath count. Your essence is love. The manifestation of love is light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. And awaken the inner light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity is lit once again. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. The breath calms the body, and the body calms the mind. Keep your awareness on your breath count. On your next inhale, travel down deep beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love emanating from that location. Feel its warmth. Feel the vibration and the pulsating of that love. That love is your essence. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath count. On your next inhale, travel back to the heart chakra. Travel to the place of oneness that exists within you. The place of perfect love and peace. That place is your home. Feel the love emanating from that region. Feel the light glowing, which is a manifestation of that love. Be in tune with the oneness of all creation. Feel the power of that love. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. The breath calms the body, and the body calms the mind. Keep your attention on your breath count. On your next inhale, travel deep to the source of all creation, the place that resides within your heart chakra. Feel the love and light emanating from that region. That perfect love is your eternal essence. In that place of perfect love, there can be no conflict. In that place of perfect love, all that exists is oneness. That place of perfect love is you. And that place is your eternal home. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego that obscures your third eyesight. Your essence is love. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until the whole world is radiating love once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit. Focus on that point of inner love within you. Actively search through that love and find your center point. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds moving through the sky and disappearing over the horizon. And return your focus to the center point within you. Inhale. Exhale, traveling deeper within that center. Breathe in. Breathe out, going further into that place of purest love. And when you're ready, when you have been aware of the center point for quite some time, when you feel comfortable and prepared, go on through. Once you've gone on through the center point, you enter a state of pure monism. For opposites cannot exist within oneness, and neither can polarities. In the center point, we go deep down fundamental, below the level of dualistic thinking. We go beneath the level of the ego. To the still point of perfect peace at your core. And when you've gone on through the center point, you feel the utmost love and compassion for all of humanity, because you connect with them from the place of pure love. The same place of pure love that you identify with. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Go on through the center point once again. I'll meet you on the other side. On the other side of the center point is a world filled with so much bliss and perfection. It's the noumenal realm, the world as it actually is, beyond the level of sensory experience. It's the world in its utmost perfection. It's the place that you call home. There are no division or separations in that place. For that place is pure oneness. And in that place, you come to remember who you are. In that place, you come to remember how you came to be. At the center point, you come to remember what you are. And in that center, you come to remember your purpose. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all fear and worry from your being. Your essence is love. And you come to realize this in your center. In that center point, you realize your divinity and that you are perfect for eternity. Take the deepest breath of the day, filling your vessel with love and light, and the deepest exhale of the day, releasing all that is of no benefit. And the deepest inhale of the day, filling your body with perfect bliss, and the deepest exhale of the day, releasing all ego that obscures your third eyesight. Gently open your eyes and return to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for participating in this meditation with me. I am truly honored to be here as your meditation guide and to share this sacred space with you, this place of pure love beyond all duality, this place of monism, this place of oneness, this place of perfection. And the fact that you came here to do the work, to do the meditation, means a lot to me, because it shows that you're willing to work on yourself, to improve yourself. You want to bring in more peace and light and love into your life. And so that I'm eternally grateful that you were willing to do that work. Thank you. You should be proud of yourself for the work you did tonight. You should feel good. And I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful weekend. JT Farms, thank you so much. Look at those beautiful fire heart emotes. Look at those beautiful things. Wow, that's great. And Frequently Misunderstood, dude, I love it, man. The prayer hands, that's literally my symbol now. That's become my symbol on Discord and on Twitch. People know me through those prayer hands. And you created those. You created all my emotes. I want to know that there's another one though. There's another one that we're ready for. I've been called lately the Banana King because I typically have a bunch of bananas next to me in case my hamstrings cramp up. So if at some point you feel, inspired, I'm not, there's no rush, nothing like this, right? But if at some point you feel inspired, then a banana with a crown over the top of it would be an awesome emote, man. Yeah, the Banana King. That's what everyone's calling me now. Like somehow I became the Banana King. So like yeah, like a banana with a crown, and like the crown. I don't want like a gaudy like crown. I want like a more of like a metalish crown, like like a black crown with like skulls in it, and maybe some spikes or barbs or something cool. I don't want like just some generic like crown. I don't know if you've ever made a crown. Have you ever made a crown before? I mean, I don't know if it's difficult or easy to make a crown. I feel like making a banana would be a lot easier than making a crown. But I'm not 100% sure. I don't know because I don't do graphic design. You can do anything. Oh, nice, nice, dude. If you can do anything, that's pretty impressive. How are you with handling contradictions in the universe? Can you resolve contradictions as well? There, there are certain things that seem more difficult than others, like picking up a shoe off the ground is probably not going to be as difficult as resolving the philosophical debate between analytic and continental philosophy, right? There's some things that are just a little more difficult. You're excellently terrible at contradictions. Beautiful. And I wouldn't expect anything less from you, man. That's perfect. Excellently terrible. I love it. I love it. Yeah, contradictions are crazy, right? We wouldn't have we wouldn't have computers if all our language was if we didn't have formalized logic, right? If we didn't have unambiguous language that was able to handle just only pure code, basically, right? Because at the end of the day, like if you have code that can mean two different things, you're gonna run into errors, you're gonna run into problems, right? So you needed formal logic that could handle that, and so that's pretty cool that we got that now. So let's see. I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty good stream. I've been streaming about an hour and a half, and I hope everyone feels a lot more peaceful. How does everyone feel, by the way? Does everyone feel any more peace? I hope they do. I feel more peaceful. I've been having a bit of a rough. I've been going through a bit of a rough stretch lately, and yeah, I feel a little more peaceful now. So thank you all for being here in the chat. And let's see who we are going to raid today. Let's see. Let's see who the person is going to be. Oh, this is super easy. Uh, Thank you so much, JT Farms. Live to you, love to you all. Thank you so much. It is Yoga with Jen's 1 year anniversary on Twitch. She's been streaming 1 year. She's an incredible fitness and health streamer here in the community. And so definitely give her some love and light. She knows yoga, especially yin yoga, really, really well. Sunrise Reads is here, redeeming hats off to me. You just made it in the nick of time, Sunrise Reads. You just made it. You just made it in the nick of time. I'm gonna go get the hats. I'm gonna go get the hat. Like I do it literally and figuratively. Let me grab the hat. All right, here we go. Hats off to me. Hats off to Agni James, who's overcoming his emotional problems and trying to become a better, more productive human being in this society, in this world, right? Hats off. I feel like you should get it twice, right? Like once is not enough, right? Ready? Ready? Hats off. All right. The hats have come off. I'm a man of many hats. I've been told that I wear many hats. So that's just it's just something to think about, right? You know, or maybe it's not, right? Maybe that's not something to think about. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Sunrise Reads is an incredible streamer here in the fitness and health community on Twitch. She also does variety streams. She does walks at the beach. In Brazil, she's from Brazil. She's from Australia, then lives in Brazil right now, and she walks on these beaches in Brazil and like, you know, has some awesome commentary on like, you know, like there was like this group of people that they're all wearing the same like bright neon green, you know, high vis shorts, you know. And so she was talking about like, you know, maybe going up and partying with them. I told her she should get the same pair of shorts as them, and then they wouldn't even know. There was no way they would even know that they were that she wasn't part of their group to begin with. But definitely check her out. She's a wonderful human being, just a super kind, loving, caring human being. And yeah, the world's a better place with Sunrise Reads. So give her a follow. Sunrise, we were just winding down for the night. We were gonna raid someone, and I was saying Yoga with Jen is having her 1 year 1 year anniversary on Twitch, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna give Yoga with Jen a raid right now, and yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Oh, you've been lurking. Cool. All right. Well, I'm grateful that you've been here. All right. Give Yoga with Jen some love when you see her, and namaste.